Hi there, Keto Peeps. I'm Heather. It's What's Up Wednesday. It's 3 o'clock Wednesday. This is what we do. Today, I'm going to talk about what I wrote on the blog, and that's being impeccable with my word. The things that I end up sharing with you guys are usually the things that are showing up in my life. And for whatever reason, I have been, it seems like, flooded with people in my sphere that for whatever reason are not showing up when they say they're going to show up, not following through, not meeting deadlines, really falling apart when I need them the most. And so I had to take a really good look at that and see what it was that I needed to learn from it and what this was trying to kind of show me in my own life. What I want to start off with is giving you the definition of impeccable. So the definition of an impeccable is behavior, performance, or appearance in accordance in the highest standards of propriety, faultless. So that's a really high standard to live your life. I mean, it is for me. That for me to live up to that in all aspects of my life would be nearly impossible. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. But where that really comes in to play and where I can be impeccable is when I'm being impeccable with my word to myself. When I set goals or when I have things that I need to do, deadlines I need to hit with this or, house stuff, kids stuff, whatever it may be, and I don't hit them and I don't follow through on my own promises to myself, that's the stuff that keeps me up at night. That's the stuff that causes sleepless nights. It's the stuff that weighs heavy on my heart, and it weighs heavy on my heart, which is so funny because that's usually where that heaviness is physical and emotional. So the physical sometimes shows up on the scale. Perfect example. I can say I'm going to go to, this party and I'm going to plan on staying keto. I'm going to, do everything right. I'm going to pack my own snacks. I'm going to eat before I go. I'm going to stay away from the dessert table. I'm going to do all the things that I need to do. If for some reason I fall short in there, I end up beating myself up. That's the stuff that keeps me up at night. And then I look for it on the scale the next morning because I know it's going to show up. So the being impeccable with my word, what I realized was not just, in the weight loss realm, because, that's how many times had I told myself that this time was going to be different, that I could be strong enough, that I could do the 6-day workouts, the six days a week workouts, that I could, manage to eat only 1,200 calories a day. Today was going to be the day that I was going to do that. There's so many times in my life previous to my keto journey that I would promise myself things and I would fall short. And I didn't realize that it was really kind of keeping me stuck in this vicious cycle of beating myself up. Then it would show up on, I would already be in that mindset of, well, I've already let myself down, so what's one more time of not following through or not living up to my own promises. It's easy for me to see other people not living up to their promises and know what the effect is because it affects my business, it affects my life, it affects me when people don't hold their end of the bargain. But what's not quite so obvious and what took a little bit of introspection and some quiet reflection was figuring out how that showed up for myself. How, I'm really good at being there for other people. So when I say I'm going to do something, 99.999% of the time I do it because I don't like that feeling of making promises that I can't keep. But what I found was that it was easier for me to make promises to myself and not follow through. And that's the stuff that would really kind of make my world unravel a little bit. And so my question to you is, are there places in your life that you're showing up for other people? You are faultless. You are, Johnny on the spot or Jill on the spot. But when it comes to the things that are really important to you, the things that could change your life, the things that could change your health, your mental well-being, are you bailing on yourself? Are you saying, you know what, I'm not that important. My word does not mean that much to myself. Other people can rely on me, but I can't rely on me. In this world of alternative facts, the last person that you need to worry about, believing in is yourself. Your words should mean the most to yourself. I made that shift. I'm not perfect with it. I'm not impeccable with making that shift. But what I am really good at is noticing when it does happen, when I have made promises to myself, and when I fall short. I'm aware of that sick feeling in my stomach, or the sleepless nights, or maybe the extra pounds on the scale, or my clothes being a little bit tight. That's where it shows up for me. It shows, I so many sleepless nights of sitting there thinking of all the things that I was supposed to do that I didn't do. And so now it's a matter of having realistic goals, setting them for myself, and then following through and celebrating the follow through. The follow through is the most important thing for me. I can have all the goals in the world, but having an action, taking action and following through with them, that's where the magic happens for me. That's where all of these big life changes started to become easier and more doable, because I knew that it wasn't insurmountable. I knew that I had a plan, that I had action, I was taking action, I had steps, and that I had the follow through to make it happen. So it wouldn't be just one more thing that I felt less than, or something that would make me feel worse about myself than I do at any given moment. I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel like maybe I fail at on a daily basis, parenting being the number one thing. Every day I wake up thinking today is going to be a yell-free day, and I'm going to just, let things roll off my shoulders like a duck, and the boys aren't going to drive me crazy, and I'm just going to have more patience than I normally do. There's a lot of a lot of failure days for me on that end, but what I do find the comfort in is knowing the things that are, for me, the stuff that's going to make a difference long term, and that is how I feel about myself. Can I lay my head down at night and fall asleep? And can I look at myself in the mirror and feel proud of the things that I've done? So this is really for you at this point. What are some things that maybe you're selling yourself short for or not showing up for, and is it something that you're willing to, put your feet to the fire and on for yourself and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to show up for myself. If the answer is yes, I'm here. I'm here to help with anything that in my realm I can help with, and keep you accountable and hold your feet to the fire with you and hold your hand while your feet are burning. So those are just my little words of wisdom today. There's more on the blog on this subject, but it's, being impeccable with your word really came into my sphere when I was reading the 4 Agreements. If you have not read it, I highly suggest downloading it ASAP. I didn't realize at the time how important that was. It wasn't until it was showing up in my life in other people that I was dealing with did I realize what it really meant to be impeccable with my word. So having said that, happy Wednesday to all. Next Wednesday on the blog, one of my new favorite recipes I'm going to be sharing, it's my chicken broccoli bake, which is absolutely fabulous. If you're looking for comfort casserole, this is it. It's amazing. My family loves it, and it's so easy, and it's one of those things that you can prep for, on one day and eat for 3, and it's even better cold in the refrigerator straight out of the container the next morning. So come back next week. We'll be talking a little bit more about this. In the meantime, I challenge you to look at some of the things that maybe you're not showing up for yourself in your world, and I'd love to be there to support you in doing just that. So take care. We'll talk to you guys next Wednesday.